Have you ever wondered who the richest person in history was? Forget about today's tech billionaires like Bezos or Musk. Their fortunes, as massive as they are, would look like pocket change compared to the wealth of one man from the 14th century. We're talking about Mansa Musa, the legendary emperor of the Mali Empire. His wealth was so vast, so unimaginable, that historians today struggle to even put a number on it. Some estimates say his net worth, adjusted for inflation, would be in the trillions. That's right, trillions. So, how did one man accumulate such staggering wealth, and what did he do with it? Let's dive into the story of the man who literally broke economies with his generosity. Before we get to the gold, let's set the stage. The Mali Empire, located in West Africa, was one of the most powerful and prosperous empires of its time. It flourished from the 13th to the 16th century, controlling vast territories that are now modern-day Mali, Senegal, Gambia, Guinea, and more. The empire's success wasn't just built on luck. It was strategically positioned along crucial trans-Saharan trade routes. These routes were the superhighways of the medieval world, connecting West Africa with North Africa, the Middle East, and Europe. And what was the most valuable commodity flowing along these routes? You guessed it, gold. Mali was sitting on some of the world's richest gold deposits. Historian Dr. Kathleen Bickford-Berzak notes that, at the time, West Africa was the source for about 2/3 of the world's entire supply of gold. This wasn't just a kingdom with a few gold mines. It was the epicenter of global gold production. The rulers of Mali controlled these mines and taxed the trade, accumulating wealth on a scale that was simply unheard of. Now, enter Mansa Musa. He ascended to the throne around 1312. His name, Mansa, literally means King of Kings, or Emperor in the Mandinka language. But he wasn't just born into the top job. According to the Arab historian Al-Umari, Musa's predecessor, Abu Bakr II, was an ambitious explorer. He was obsessed with finding the limits of the Atlantic Ocean and reportedly launched 2 massive expeditions. Before leaving on the second one, he appointed Musa as his deputy to rule in his absence. Abu Bakr II and his fleet were never seen again, making Mansa Musa the undisputed emperor of Mali. For the first part of his reign, Musa focused on consolidating his power and expanding the empire's borders. He was a skilled administrator and a brilliant military strategist. He annexed the legendary city of Timbuktu and brought other key trading centers like Gao under his control. This gave him a near monopoly on the trans-Saharan trade. Everything from gold and salt to ivory and cola nuts passed through his domain, and he got a piece of it all. This strategic control over trade was the foundation of his immense fortune. But it wasn't until his legendary pilgrimage to Mecca that the world truly understood the scale of his wealth. In 1324, Mansa Musa, a devout Muslim, decided to undertake the Hajj, the sacred pilgrimage to Mecca. But this was no ordinary trip. This was a royal procession of epic proportions, a moving city of gold. Imagine a caravan stretching as far as the eye can see. Accounts from the time describe a procession of 60,000 people, including 12,000 servants and officials, all dressed in the finest silks and brocades. His personal retinue rode on horseback, and leading the way were 500 heralds, each carrying a staff made of pure gold. And that's not even the most jaw-dropping part. The caravan also included 80 to 100 camels, each one loaded with up to 300 pounds of pure gold dust. As this golden spectacle made its way across the Sahara Desert and through cities like Cairo, Mansa Musa's generosity became the stuff of legend. He wasn't hoarding his wealth, he was giving it away. He handed out gold to the poor, donated to mosques, and lavished gifts upon the rulers of the cities he visited. When he passed through Cairo, he spent and gave away so much gold that he completely destabilized the local economy. The sheer amount of gold he injected into the market caused the value of gold to plummet, and it took the city's economy over a decade to recover. Think about that for a second. One man's generosity was so extreme that it crashed a major city's economy for 12 years. That's a level of influence that's hard to even comprehend. But Mansa Musa's pilgrimage wasn't just about showing off his wealth. It was a brilliant act of international diplomacy and a mission to acquire knowledge. His journey put Mali on the map, quite literally. European cartographers, like Angelino Dula, began including Mali and its wealthy king on their maps, often depicting Mansa Musa on a throne, holding a golden nugget. He had effectively rebranded his empire on the world stage, transforming it from a distant, mysterious land into a known center of wealth and power. On his return journey, he brought back with him scholars, architects, and poets from across the Islamic world. He was determined to turn his empire into a leading center of learning and culture. One of his most significant recruits was the Andalusian architect and poet Abu Ishaq, who he commissioned to build some of West Africa's most iconic structures. This marked the beginning of a cultural renaissance in Mali. Under Musa's patronage, the city of Timbuktu was transformed from a simple trading post into a world-renowned center of Islamic scholarship and education. He founded the legendary Sankara University, which at its peak housed a library with an estimated 400,000 to 700,000 manuscripts, one of the largest in the world at the time. Scholars from all over Africa and the Middle East flocked to Timbuktu to study law, theology, astronomy, and medicine. It became known as the City of 333 Saints, and a beacon of knowledge that rivaled other great intellectual centers of the era. Musa's legacy is far more than just his incredible wealth. He was a visionary leader who used his resources to foster education, architecture, and culture. He built mosques, libraries, and universities. The Djengorber Mosque in Timbuktu, designed by Osahili and commissioned by Musa, still stands today, a testament to his vision. He wasn't just the richest man in the world. He was a nation builder who invested in his people and their future. After a reign of about 25 years, Mansa Musa died around 1337. He left behind an empire that was not only incredibly wealthy but also intellectually vibrant and culturally rich. While his successors struggled to maintain the empire's vast territory and wealth, his impact was undeniable. He had firmly established West Africa's place in the medieval world and created a legacy that continues to inspire pride and fascination. So, when we compare historical figures, it's easy to get lost in the numbers. Trillions of dollars, tons of gold. But Mansa Musa's story is a powerful reminder that true wealth isn't just about what you have, but what you do with it. He turned gold into knowledge, power into progress, and his kingdom into a legendary civilization. The next time you hear about the world's richest people, remember the emperor from Mali, the man whose wealth was so great it's described as simply incalculable, and whose legacy was even richer. Thanks for watching. If you found this story as fascinating as I did, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into history's most incredible figures. Let us know in the comments what other historical giants you'd like to learn about. See you in the next one.